everybody. Welcome to our M.A.D movement and in collaboration with Case Western University and prestigious schools, which is KDU and Rail School. And today we have our finalist presentation. Just to take you a bit of a history of where and how we come to this day, okay? So we started off with the M.A.D Youth Virtual Summit on September of 26th, and we had about 200, 300 students who came in to learn about design thinking. And finally, after 1 month of a grilling process for the students, we finally gotten our top 5 finalists to present their projects today. And in all for the sake of making a difference in the world. And they have also based their projects on the UN SDG goals. And we're really excited to have all these finalists who we are very proud of to present their pitch their projects here today. Okay, and we have also our judges here today. So I will quickly, briefly introduce you to our judges. The other thing before I go into the judges, to let you know how this will happen, we will start at 9 o'clock, which is now, and we will end at 10:30. We will let all the presentations happen. We will also listen to the judges, give feedback, ask questions to the students, okay? So if you're watching right now, do give a thumbs up, do give some reactions, do also comment and share, encourage the students who are teaching. If you have any questions at all, just dump it in over the chat. If you're on Facebook, if you're on YouTube, you can see us now. Just go ahead and do that on the comments. We would love to hear some kind of reactions from you so that we can continue to encourage the students who are presenting today. Okay, so I will quickly introduce Hui Ling. I'm not sure if you can show up on the right of the chat over here. Okay, so Hui Ming is from Visual Mix and she currently heads M.A.D movement. She's one of our judges. She's also the co-founder of Visual Mix. Yeah. We also have Wei Rong, who will represent Case Western University this time around. He's one of our judges and he has been with the team for also like 3 months. We've been planning this program, right, Wei Rong? So that's the next judge. Third, we have Rosie Go, who is also presenting from prestigious school. Yeah, so the last one and the person who have been with us since the M.A.D Summit before this, which is the physical M.A.D Summit. His name is Darius Afandi and he's from United Nations. Okay, so without further ado, I would quickly ask the judges to give a few words and I'll go off, I'll close my camera and they will just say a few words before we begin the pitch. Okay, so without further ado, Hui Ming, you'd like to give your first speech.
Hi, good morning, everyone. Really excited to see what the youths have prepared and looking forward to your pitches. I believe you guys have gone through a long journey and I believe that you guys have something really exciting to showcase to us today. So just have fun, be confident. Really, I know you've done all your work already, so today is really your showcase. All right?
Okay, can we get Wei Rong next to share a few words with the students?
Yeah, hi. So Wei Rong. I work at Excel Education. First of all, big thank you for all the groups that participated. I think it's really good to see this level of interest in sustainability, making the world better, as well as students taking advantage of this learning opportunity to learn about design thinking, even presentation. So I'm personally very encouraged on that. Had a chance to look at all the submissions and they're all amazing. Unfortunately, we can only pick 5 of them and so big congrats to everybody who's already in this room and we really look forward to hearing what you have in your presentations and having a fun and great discussion today.
All right, thank you, Wei Rong. Rosalie.
Hey everyone, good morning. I just want to congratulate all of you on making it this far to the finals. I admire your courage and your can-do spirit. I think I want to encourage and remind you that today is not the end of your design thinking journey. I think it's a very meaningful start to more exciting opportunities ahead, and we hope that you'll continue to keep this up, even after this. So all the best and have a lot of fun today.
Great. Thanks, Rosalie. And lastly, we have Darius.
Good morning, everyone. Can everyone hear me well?
Yeah, now in here.
Great. Anyway, just wanted to say a big congratulations for everyone here who has participated and giving this a go. Just wanted to say that our work isn't just about serving the community, but also empowering the community so that you guys can participate and be part of the process of everyday and decision making. So I think we had the great opportunity last time around when you had the summit last year, early this year, and it's really amazing to see young Malaysians who have some really great ideas being able to have the opportunity to actually present the idea and actually develop the idea. And so I say take advantage and take the opportunity right now. And likewise, having the challenge of COVID-19, I just wanted to say kudos and good job for you guys for trooping it through even at home as well. And so good luck and yeah, break a leg.
All right, thank you, Zarif. All right, so without further ado, I'd like to introduce the first team that will pitch to us, and this is Scarlett. They will switch on their cameras and unmute their mic, and their presentation will also be presented. All the best, Scarlett.
Good morning, everyone. We are the Scarlets, and today we are here to share with you about our plans on how to achieve Goal 12. Next slide, please. My name is Keshika.
My name is Xingwei.
My name is Yan Tong.
My name is Jenny.
Next slide, please. Goal 12 is actually about responsible consumption and production. This goal is basically on how to reduce the waste products that are produced. The COVID-19 pandemic has affected the responsible consumption and production negatively and positively. Today, we're going to share with you how are we going to achieve this goal. Next slide, please.
We have interviewed some teachers and parents and have analyzed and filtered the best solution for the problems that people in our community face. The problems that we identified were the current rate of plastic production and the threat it poses to sea creatures, high usage of water, low amounts of fresh water for slums, and 1/3 of food production going to waste.
Next slide, please.
How to reduce plastic waste? Restaurants can encourage their customer to bring their containers of their own, and in return, the restaurant owner can reduce the price for them. Don't use plastic items such as plastic utensils at restaurants. Lastly, educate people about the danger of plastic by creating posters and posting on social media, or prepare a virtual awareness talk. Next slide, please.
Water. How to reduce water usage in our homes? We must start from ourselves. Use water when only needed. Do not let water run out without washing or cleaning anything. Instead of using water from the tank for cleaning lawns at home, you could instead use rainwater to clean it. Lastly, use a cup when brushing our teeth. Next slide, please.
Food. Excess food at homes or restaurants can be given to charity or food bank. Avoid buffet-style meals at restaurants. And lastly, we can educate the young not to waste food. Why the youngs? Because they are their future generations. Teachers and volunteers at school can help monitor students on a regular basis to check whether they've completely finished their meals. Our goal here is to create an app that can donate food for people. Organizations and charities are using this app to donate the food. This app is we are going to collect a database by following up with few organizations and charities to to collect a database of who needs the healthy diet that they are lacking in. So we are going to create this app, and these organizations will use this app to to donate food. Thank you. That is all from us.
All right, thank you so much, Scarlett. We will now move into a Q&A session. Any judges, if you'd like to speak, just say your name and ask your questions to the team.
Hi, this is Wei Rong. I have one question. How would the benefactors of this app actually use this app? Or will they be using this app?
The organizations or charities will be using this app. Inside this app, there will be a list of organizations and a list of rural areas where they can donate their food. So organizations will choose the places that they want to donate the food. Once they have chosen, we will receive a message and we will donate the food to the rural areas.
Understand. So it is the organizations that will be using this app to try to get the food to the people that they serve, basically.
Hi, Scarlett team. A question to all of you. How because it's in the food business, have you considered about the safety of the food? How would you ensure the safety of the food before it's given and consumed by the organizations requesting it?
It will be taken from the food bank, so I'm sure that it's very safe. And also, one of our teacher is part of the YMM Youth Malaysian Movement. Our teacher will help us to verify whether this food is safe enough.
Hi, this is Rosalind.
Yeah, go ahead, Rosalind.
Thanks. So I'd like to ask about a budget. Have you thought about a rough budget given the solutions? Because I understand there was some parameters given on that, right?
Yeah, our budget is below 5,000 ringgit. We can manage below 5,000.
Can you give a rough breakdown of that, please?
So far, our teacher has a friend who can create this app for us, and we have talked to him, and he said that it is roughly 5,000, but we are not sure how much exactly.
All right, thank you for sharing.
Could you walk us through, the steps that you would take to get from this idea into something that, can be used in the market?
Okay, so first, after creating this app, we would promote it on social media and also goes to personally to some organizations and charities and let them know about this app. Once we have let them know, then they will try to use this app, and then we will see how effective it works. And we'll then promote it more and more to other people.
And to the team, and anyone else can answer as well. I'm just wondering, right, because at the start when you already defined the problem, you said that there was a plastic problem, there was water problem, and there's food problem, and then your app seems to address only food wastage, or can you explain if the other problem areas are addressed as well?
Simba, you want to answer?
This app is something like Food Panda, so we can use it. I think this one will help people very much.
I think it's great that you've taken all the possible ideas and then just kind of focused on one specific problem and went really deep into figuring out how to address that. I think from the ultimate benefactor's point of view, how do you think they would receive this app, or how do you think they would kind of react to the services that are provided by this app? Do you think they'll appreciate the way the food will be given to them, where the food's coming from? I guess maybe putting ourselves in the shoes of them. How should we think about that?
I think they would feel grateful when we give them the food, but at the same time, they might feel like we're giving them waste food, but it's the waste food is still processed. So I think they will be grateful. The rural people who will be getting the food.
Hi. I just wanted to ask you guys, good job on presenting. How are you guys planning, like if you did get this off the ground, how would you actually manage this, like operationally? Would it be like a 24 hours? How would you respond? Like, what would be your kind of like operations, let's say? Or do you have thought about that?
Since we are school students, we will do it usually after school and also during the weekends, because that is the time that we are free. And on that time, we will find a place and we will discuss more about it. How are we going to manage this?
And also we will find others charities also help us to continue this program.
Okay, great. Is there any more questions from the judges? If no, we can move on to the next. Thank you so much, Scarlett. Great job. We will move now on to the next team, the imposters. Okay, so the judges can take a minute or two, just understand what they have spoken about and also put in your numbers. For the imposters, can you come up and open your webcam and unmute yourself? And also present your slides.
Okay, sure.
Yes.
Can we begin?
Okay, go ahead. Okay, while the slides are still loading, maybe you guys want to introduce yourselves, sir. I know you were called G16 before, and then you guys came up with the name The Imposters. Okay, so maybe you guys want to introduce yourself.
Okay, so our group consists of 6 of us. My name is Jacqueline.
My name is Jason.
My name is Yin Xuan.
My name is Kyle.
Yeah, my name is
My name is Young Yu Hao.
And we are from the group The Imposters.
What a good end to that introduction. Thank you so much. Just let us know if you need us to help you with the slide. It's not coming up yet. Afiq, do you have the slides on standby?
Yeah, it's loaded.
Oh, okay, it's up now. All to you, the imposters. You want to present for them instead? All right, here we go. The imposters, you can go ahead and present. Jacqueline, just to check who's
Yes.
supposed to present now, yeah?
Okay, we can begin. All right. So,
Yes, you can.
a very good morning to all the honorable judges, facilitators, and all the contestants.
I Kai.
I, Jason.
I, Yinshen.
I, Rening.
I, Yu Hao.
And I, Jacqueline, will be presenting our product on overcoming the problems of online studying for countryside students. Next slide, please.
Okay. First, students do not show up to online classes wearing name tags that tell us the difficulties they are facing during this pandemic. They also do not have a sign on their forehead that tells us about their anxiety, their time management difficulties, or their home life situation. Now, and more than ever, teachers must exercise their most effective relationship building strategies and flexible practices in accountability and grading to account for the unprecedented obstacles for students.
What is online learning? Online education is a form of education where students use their home computers through the internet. For many non-traditional students, a lot of issues came up when it comes to technology, especially those who live in rural areas. Unfortunately, they do not have access to internet at their fingertips. Therefore, we should be grateful for having the privileges that we have. We should help those in need by creating solutions for their problems. That is what we are going to do today.
For our ideas that we have conducted, we decided to think of solving the internet problem that is facing the countryside in Malaysia. Some of the students that are in the countryside cannot afford the price of mobile devices or computer. So we decided to think of getting sponsors with digital companies such as Zoom to make a brand new app that does not require any internet and able to use it on the television, even an old television too.
This is the prototype that we have conducted. The cassette is basically a product that represents the app that we use in online learning. So I heard about the Wi-Fi problem and the lack of electronic devices in the countryside. Some of the students who live in the countryside cannot attend online classes because they cannot afford the price of the electronic devices and the cost of the internet. We will create a partnership with Sony and a cassette company, which is the express audio industry, to produce free or lower price cassette players to the people in rural areas. Moreover, we will do a fundraising program to collect money and pay to the company. They will give us cheaper price for using the devices. So students can listen to the lecture pre-recorded by their teachers. If the students have any question regarding to the chapters or the syllabus, they may ask the teacher via landline call.
Next slide, please.
Now we want to talk about what students face in online learning. First, for internet connection. Due to online class requiring a server to function, we have to rely on Wi-Fi, which is unstable depending on the area. This was cause disruption during class.
Other than that, students also encounter technical difficulties. Some devices may not support certain application that's being used for this method of education.
And how about many people saying that online training is boring? Many e-learning consists of never-ending text followed by a long list of multiple questions that fails to engage students. More than e-learning, it feels like e-reading.
Lastly, lack of interaction. Students may sometimes get frustrated due to the lack of human contact, the absence of a teacher, and an inability to discuss it with their classmates.
Now, how can we solve the problems? First, poor internet connection. You can speak to your lecturers about having your classes recorded.
If the students encounter technical difficulties, offer multi-device courses and personal attention. Moreover, choose online courses that do not require much internal memory or a high-speed internet connection. Give priority to courses where you do not have to download any programs or print out documents.
Online training is boring. Find an online course that is dynamic, fun, and interactive.
Last but not least, lack of interaction. There are ways to engage students during the online lessons, such as PowerPoint presentations, short videos, quizzes, and more.
Next slide. This is our research based on this is our slide research, and thank you and have a great day. Bye-bye. Bye.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, team. All right. So, judges, do you have a lot of questions for them? Any of the judges want to go first?
Maybe I'll go
Yeah.
first. So could you?
I'm not sure what was presented. Like, as in, what was the solution actually?
We are producing a cassette, for the rural area students.
All right. So the idea here is to expect to get the cassette to make a comeback.
Yes.
Yes.
Interesting. And have you? I mean, is this something that still is in usage around? That you thought about this?
Pardon?
As in the to obtain a cassette player and to get cassettes distributed around, is this something that you feel is still a practice that most people have these days?
Well, it's not, but we decided to do it because cassettes are low priced, and it's not to say a bad choice. It's still a good choice, and it's low priced, so it's hereby almost the best solution.
Yeah, we will also have partnership with a company named Sony, and Sony is the market leader. So we are confident that this will be a new trend with creative concepts such as mini size and large capacity.
Sure.
So my question is, how will the communication with the teachers work? Is it from a landline or is it from something else?
Yeah, to ensure two-way communication as non-internet-based method by using a teleconferencing device will be used where the teacher as a host can dial up or connect to students via fixed phone line. Yeah, that means landline. Yeah.
Got it.
And how would they interact landline? Is it a one-on-one or is it a group conversation?
One-to-one, because not every student has questions sometimes, but if they do, they have to have a one-to-one landline call with their teacher.
So have you considered the logistics of this to make this happen? As in, how many students, how many teachers are going to get involved, how the lesson plans are going to be put into the cassettes, who's going to do that, how's all that going to be happening? I mean, have you thought about some more details and specifics?
Okay, first, the cassette will be pre-recorded based on syllabus and chapters, which will cover chapter explanation and frequently asked question and answer. And this will prepare based on teachers' teaching experience. And the cassette will send to students or be collected by students from school.
Have you?
Sorry, go ahead.
No, sorry, I had my chance. Go ahead, Amy.
All right. To the kids, I mean, to all of you, right? Bringing back the cassette is a pretty interesting concept. I think the cassette was somewhere in my era or my generation. I'm just really curious. Part of the step of design thinking, the first step is empathize, obviously, and you guys had it on your deck as well. Empathize. I'm curious, how did you all come about with that information that you have there? Did you all manage to speak to some of the people from the rural areas or the countryside to actually get that part of the information?
Yeah, there are some of our students, like in our primary school, there are some of the students from countryside, my previous primary school. There are some of the students in the countryside, and now they are going on e-learning, and I've communicated with them. They say that it's kind of really
hard.
Yeah, very hard because there's lack of internet connection. So we are thinking of having a cassette for them to solve this problem.
Thanks. I'd like to build on Hui Ming's question on the design thinking process. So as you had empathized well and you've defined it, you've also given us ideas, right? Did you get a chance to prototype, so whether look for old cassettes and try something out to basically prototype and test your idea?
Not really, but if this, but we are actually planning on trying it out someday. This idea become real.
All right, thanks for sharing that.
Okay, thank you so much, the imposters. Very good presentation, and I think the judges are pretty interested in this idea, but we'd like to understand a bit more. Anyhow, we will move on to the next presentation, and this team is called Harlem Natural. Okay, all to you guys. Afiq, you will have to present your slides for them as well. Just a reminder to the participants, do remember to switch on your camera and unmute yourself.
Gigi, do we start now? Hello?
Yes, you can go ahead.
Okay. Good morning to our panel of judges, family and beloved friends. Today we will be presenting our pitch for solar bracelets, or what we like to call Swisslets. I'm Ashley, I'm from the group Harlem Naturals, and these are my teammates. Hayden.
Yes.
Tunson.
Yes.
Vivi.
Yes.
And Reynolds.
Yep.
Next slide, please. Empathize. We heard you. We interviewed a couple of our potential users. Most of them wish that people would appreciate electricity and how valuable it is. Next slide, please. What are we focusing on here? Well, nowadays, everything is so modern and high-tech. Schools are changing to iPads, and society is getting more advanced, which uses more electricity. Thus, using solar energy helps reduce the wastage of electricity. Next slide, please. Did you know that in 2019, less than 5% of the world's global energy came from solar energy? Why? Next slide, please. Anyway, people just find it more convenient to use electricity and have never taken solar energy into consideration. That it could be a better alternative. Thank you. I'll be passing the floor to Reynald now.
Okay, I'm Reynald. Thank you, Ashley. I'll talk about the main question. And in previous discussion, we have thinking too big, yet we noticed that we have to start it simple and small, yet sustainable. Why we choose Swisslets? Our focus and where are we going to implement it? Okay, the main reason, let's talk about and relate to COVID-19. Yeah, as it is important, right? Quarantine leads to use more electricity in the main reason we are focusing to do this project is because it is sustainable, portable, and we can bring it to anywhere. Okay, how do we implement it? We can implement through a 2 to 3 minutes video and put it on social media challenge like TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, and more. Okay, next slide, please. Prototype sketch. As you can see, the estimate length is about 210 mm and 20 to 30 mm width. Okay, just like a calculator, the mini solar panel is present to absorb the solar energy from our sun. Okay, let's talk about our interior design. Next slide, please. Okay, interior design. There is a 8 GB USB connected with a phone charger, something like that. Yeah, we can just put it off and plug it in and charge our phone. Okay, and solar panel and solar sticker is present. Yeah, it's also present. Okay, glow in the dark rubber system will be covered with. Okay, not only It can be also hanging on your back or wristband, but most importantly, it's functionable. It can charge even glow in the dark. Okay, I'll pass the floor to Hayden to talk about our course project, our budget, and material for our project.
Okay, thank you, Reina. Okay, so 5K, no problem. It is easy to get, maintain, and dispose because the material is easy to purchase and repair. Next slide, please. So our estimated budget is around 2K, 2K and below. So with that 2K, we can at least produce around 50 pieces. Next slide, please. So it is only about 25 ringgit to 35 ringgit 90 cents per Swisslet. So how can we save money? Well, our product not only can save money, but it can also save electricity. Due to the pandemic in the world right now, most of us stay at home and we use a lot of electricity. So we can prevent it by using this Swisslet. Next slide, please. Okay, now I will pass the flow to Tunsan.
Okay, thank you, Hayden. My name is Dunson. For a timeline, imagine using social media. We might capture their attention faster, maybe less than 8 months. How long does it take to build this? It is expected to complete in 1 day by producing 25 to 50 pieces. In 1 year, we believe that it can capture the attention of all potential users. Next slide, please. For the conclusion, is it related to SDG 12? Of course. Solar energy is a renewable energy that can be used for 10 years and more. And we aim up the percentage for years to come. That's all from us. We're from Harlem Natural. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you, students. All right. So judges, questions?
All right, thank you, team. Could you walk us through how the user will be using this device and for what purposes?
Well, you see, nowadays, like we are very advanced in technology, and then everything's revolves around electricity. So if there's a way to decrease the wastage of electricity, it would be easier to lessen the wastage of it.
Got it. And for a device of this scale that fits on the wrist, that can be carried around, what applications does it have, and what kind of devices can it charge or power, and is it sufficient? Will we need other sources of electricity in addition to that? Your thoughts?
Well, I'll pass the floor to Reynold to explain.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, I am Reina, and I'll talk about this. Yeah, because we are focusing on Android power, as Android user is more than iOS user because it's more than the more user of Android is more than iOS user, so we decided to use Android cable more than iOS cable.
Got it. Is it enough to give me enough electricity on my Android phone to maybe call a taxi home or power for maybe 5 minutes? How much power are we talking about for this?
I'll pass the floor to Tunson to talk about our battery in the solar system. Tunson, please.
Okay, thank you, Reynard. We have a 5-volt battery that can charge the phone. So you can about 20% of your phone. You can charge around 20% for your phone when you need.
Thank you.
Can I just get it clear again? So the idea here is a wearable charger. Is that right?
Yes.
Solar charger, wearable solar charger, something like that, right?
Yes, it is.
Okay. Now I got my head a bit clear on what it is actually. And you were saying that it costs 25 ringgit to make one or 200 ringgit to make one. How did you come up with this cost?
We'll pass the floor to Tunson to explain all the cost and money.
25 ringgit is
Okay. Well, it was kind of just split up through our materials because we calculated our materials total and found a suitable price for each of these bracelets.
Sure. Okay.
To the team, good presentation. I like your sentence, simple is sustainable. And I like the concept that you have the glow in the dark, which actually again saves electricity. My question to you guys would be, because it's solar powered, right? So if I'm stay home the whole day, do I have to put it out into the sun for it to actually be charged up, or is there any other way that I don't have to be outdoors for it to actually generate some electricity?
Well, with every project, there's always that one flaw. So, because it is due to its solar energy, so you will have to put it in the sun. But after a couple of days, you can use it at night as well, because there's enough energy stored in the bracelet. So you can use it at night as well.
I think I'm also very amazed with the cost that you have, because to be honest, there's also a lot of solar bracelets out there already, but the cost is probably about USD about 100 or so, because the cost of producing is really expensive. I'm surprised that your price is really low. And I think you can do that, every Malaysian can actually afford it, and it can sell anywhere in the world. But maybe an idea is really to also consider kinetic movement, but I think that's where it replaces solar along the way.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Is there any more questions?
Yeah, no questions from me, thanks.
Oh, okay.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much, Helen and Rachel. Just to let you guys know, when we first got their submissions, they wanted to do solar panel on houses. So they have confined it into a bracelet instead. So I'm actually very impressed with this submission. Thank you so much, students. Okay, so we'll move on to the next presentation. And this group is G1. All right, on to you guys.
Good morning.
Morning. Okay. You guys are presenting it, right?
I will be presenting our slides.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay. Is it working? Okay.
Okay, so do we start? Do we start now?
Yes, you can.
Good morning, respected judges, organizers, teachers, and listeners. My name is Zen, and I'm here with Shakil and Ray. We are G1 from 3KDU Secondary School. Today, we are here to present about electrical waste or e-waste under the 12th UN SDG, responsible consumption and production. All of you must be asking, what is e-waste? E-waste is any electrical equipment in any condition that's been disposed of. Examples include computers, television, and cassette tapes.
So now, what exactly is the extent of this problem? Well, e-waste is one of the fastest growing sources of waste worldwide, with 20 to 50 million metric tons of e-waste being disposed of annually. Although there is no accurate data on e-waste in Malaysia, it has been estimated that there are 53 million pieces disposed of just this year. Furthermore, the amount of e-waste from Malaysia has been estimated to be 3.5 times higher than it was in 1995. If you look to your right, you will see a pie chart showing the different types of e-waste disposed of. Last but not least, although e-waste does not account much for the total global waste with only around 2%, it accounts for 70% of global toxic waste. To top that off, East Asia is the biggest contributor of e-waste worldwide, shortly followed by North America. According to UN's Global E-Waste Monitor 2020, the amount of e-waste generated worldwide went up by 21% in just 5 years.
All right, so now we'll talk about the harmful effects of e-waste. E-waste, like batteries, often end up in landfills where they start degrading. They are filled with toxic materials which seep into the soil, which harms both living things and the environment. Materials like lead, cadmium, and mercury, when they melt and enter their body, it can cause brain damage and cancer. All right, other than that, valuable materials which can be reused, such as gold and silver, are simply disposed of and wasted, so that they can be reused, right? And most of the time, it takes decades for these to decompose. All right, so, and this causes more limited resources to be dug up. Next, CFC gases in refrigerators escape and get released into the atmosphere, which will contribute to global warming. And lastly, PCBs or polychlorinated biphenyls found in electrical equipment like switches, bushings, and electromagnets are often consumed by phytoplanktons as the food chain continues, and eventually comes back to us. And this impacts all lives involved.
Recently, we conducted a survey using Google Forms with a total of 53 respondents consisting of secondary school students. From the result, we can see that some of them go to recycling centers while some don't dispose e-waste properly, and the majority simply throw e-waste into the garbage. This chart shows most of them don't actually think it's troublesome, however, they still don't dispose it properly, either because their parents take care of it, or it's convenient for them to just throw it away. Some of them aren't even aware of e-waste recycling. Here, we can also see that organizing a school event would encourage them to recycle e-waste. This brings us to a solution.
So as we are students, we decided to focus more on creating a change in our schools before expanding. We aim to spread awareness among our school, as the saying in our language goes, "Melento buluh biarlah dari rebungnya," which is to shape individuals while they're still young. We plan to set e-waste collection boxes in each classroom and to host activities to teach fellow students on how to reuse old devices for new purposes. Using the collected e-waste, we will create things such as medals and sporting events and accessories which can be sold to make profits. With the profits, with the profits, we can invest in research on how to make devices more eco-friendly. Just to put into context, this is what we can do with old phones. So the chips can be used as decorative parts of the medal, and the foam covers can be engraved to the shapes needed.
So now, here's what we need to carry out our plans. First is the e-waste collection box. With around 50 classes, it will cost around 250 ringgit. Next is the dismantling tools to open the device to get specific parts needed. Moving on, we will also need to get an engraving machine to engrave words or cut objects to shape. We will also need decoration tools such as glue, paint, and polish to beautify the product. However, this cannot be done if the parents or guardians are not aware of this. So we will advertise through the school as well as inform the PTA and submit a write-up for the weekly bulletin. We will also need stalls to sell accessories which we produced. Altogether, it will cost roughly 2,870 ringgit.
In a nutshell, e-waste is a rapidly growing problem with serious effects. We need to start taking action before it's too late. You're never too young or too old to make a difference. Every small action eventually leads up to a big change. And we hope to turn our idea into a reality. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for the awesome presentation, team. Judges, questions, please.
No, I'd like to say this is a very good presentation. Thank you, and I'm very impressed by your use of statistics and your even going a step further in polling some of your classmates. And I think the problem is quite obvious that we have to solve. And this shows that not all problems have to have some sort of physical solution to it. Sometimes it's about driving awareness. Sometimes it's about organizing awareness. Maybe one question is. So one of the ideas is to transform the e-waste into something that can be turned into an accessory or something, right? Would it be a problem if we're being in such close contact still with the e-waste, considering there are all these heavy metals and chemicals that are in there, and how should we go around that?
So before we use the e-waste, we'll conduct proper research first to see which we need to dispose and how we should dispose of it, and which one we can use and which one we cannot use. And as for the ones that we cannot use, we will recycle them, such as batteries.
Got it.
The team, yeah, I will echo what Werong just asked and build upon it. Firstly, I think I like the way how you scaled down the whole project to make it straight away implementable, scaled down to the school where you can engage parents and students all involved in it. So like I said, I'm just curious whether or not you have considered protective gear into your casting as well, because like whatever you're going to do, you're actually going to be consuming all those hazards that you just mentioned, whether you would have considered to ensure that all these things are done with right protection.
Shakil?
So
that guy.
So I think what Ray said as well, we are going to need to separate anything that might be not safe so that we can send those in for recycling, and we will try to take what we can that we can reuse to create something new. And also, yes, I think some protective gear could be involved since we are also using a lot of these tools, and it is important to have a safe work environment to avoid any sort of mishaps that can happen.
Okay.
Thanks. Hi, question from me is have you considered a timeline? What sort of timeline would be involved in terms of maybe trying out your idea and then within the school? Because I think you've identified clear parameters, where this could be carried out, which is great. So what about timeline? What would that look like?
In case for the timeline, right? Since each forms has their different time, so for timeline, we'll separate each classes or each form to a different like example for form 1 we'll conduct it on one day, so they can use the whole day. They can use the whole day to figure it out how to create, how to invite and create something that's also part of this UNS part of this.
Okay.
Yeah.
Was that the question, or did you mean like what we plan to do?
It's actually about what we plan to do.
I think what I mean timeline is including let's say the testing process, right?
Oh, okay.
Right. Down to then what you just mentioned.
Okay,
how
so
to be carried
I'll
out.
answer this. Okay, so basically, of course, first we have to test, and so that we can actually, so that we will actually know what we're doing, and again, before that, do some research so that no one gets harmed in the way. And I think after that, maybe we can sort of create maybe a small club, which will be in charge of conducting these. And eventually, we hope that using the stuff we made, we can maybe get back some profits, and using that, we can. This is our future plan, but then we can invest into research onto biodegradable devices.
Great, thanks for sharing.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay, all right. I think Zarif has dropped out because his connection is a bit poor, but we will move on to the next team first. Thank you so much, G1. All right, so we will have the last presentation by Y8MT Group C. Not sure if they have a new name now. You guys can come on and present your slides and go ahead presenting.
can everyone see my screen?
Yes, we can. But then there's no slides over there.
Bro, aku tak ada papers. Can you hook me up with something?
And so we will start now.
Okay, we can see. Yeah, go ahead.
Good morning, judges and everyone. We are from JB Real International School, Year 8 Latin Group 3. I am Clan.
I'm A.
I'm Ruan. Today we are presenting about M.A.D movement SDG Goal 12, responsible consumption. Among other areas, we have chosen to focus on plastic.
In the first one, we have identified the issue through several interviews. We have found out that the interviewees were all aware of how plastic have affected the environment, and they even have some thoughts on how to reduce the usage of plastic.
After identifying the issue, we also have brainstormed a few solutions. So here are the 7 solutions that we have brainstormed during phase 2.
We have prototyped most of the solutions in the first submission during the phase 3, but we did not narrow down to only one solution.
After referring to the feedback from the judges, we have chosen to organize an eco-bag design competition as the final solution. We have come up with this solution by combining solution 1, solution 2, and solution 7 from the phase 2.
So the purpose of this campaign is to allow the students to learn about the importance of reducing the usage of plastic. And as we all know, values are mostly instilled in children when they are still at a young age. So the outcome will be more promising if younger generation is being educated on this issue. And this one of the reasons why we choose to prototype our solution in a smaller community, which is school.
We have created a flowchart to show the process of the campaign. Step 1, students register by paying RM10 to the home teacher. Step 2, students are required to draw the design on a paper and attach the description of the design idea. Step 3, students who are not participate in this competition are allowed to vote the 5 best designs among the works together with the judges. Step 4, the top 5 of the design will get a certificate from the school and have a chance to draw on an eco bag. Step 5, the top of the design will be printed out on the eco bag and sell at school. In addition, before this campaign starts off, we will try to invite a professional who is a specialist in recycling to give a talk via Zoom. This is to give students an opportunity to expose to some recycling knowledge and how plastic waste is affecting the environment now. Besides, we will also encourage our teachers to participate in this campaign. This might make as a motivation for students to participate in this event.
So this table is our current budget for the prototype and includes the 3 items which are canvas bags, textile pigment, and the cost of printing.
Thank you for listening to our presentation.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, judges, questions?
Yes. Maybe I can just ask a question. So I understand the problem that you've identified is to reduce the use of plastic or one-time plastic use, right? And I think if I put myself in the shoes of a user, I think personally I have maybe about 100 reusable bags at home. And it feels like adding another reusable bag, might just add to that pile. How do you think we can do this differently so that people having gone through the competition, having gone through, seeing that it's the students who came up with the bag, how can we make them use it more and use, one-time use plastics less, like bags and stuff.
Sorry, can you say the question again?
Yeah, so basically I think personally I have maybe about 100 of these reusable bags, made of cloth, made of camp or whatever it is. And having another bag will not encourage me to use less plastic bags. For example, if I just happen to go to the grocery store to pick up something, how can we encourage people through this bag design competition or through this idea to use more of this reusable bag instead of plastic bags? Well, maybe just something to think about for now. We don't have to. It's a tough one. It's a tough one to answer. If we had this answered, that won't be the issue of plastic bags anymore. But yeah, it's just something to think about.
Maybe we could tell them like why we shouldn't use so much plastic, so they may think in another way and start using eco bags.
Yeah, that's right. So a lot of so the other half of your idea is actually more about awareness, right? So having guest speakers come on and explain, how plastics are bad, basically. So that could be one angle through this activity, through this competition, spread awareness.
Yeah.
Okay,
I like
the
the
question. Yep. Sorry,
yeah,
Rosie,
yeah. I
go
like the idea of how you would make it to a competition, right? So that could involve students. They'll be interested and they'll want to see their design on the bag. So I thought that's great. So apart from eco bags, because so there are many other products that we're using, right? What other products do you think we could extend this same idea to, apart from eco bags?
I think it's Tupperware. Like some of Tupperware is made of plastic, so we encourage students or people to use the Tupperware made of glass.
Great suggestion. Thank you.
So to the team, right? I like the fact that you all said let's scale it down, and also let's focus on the school first. And the competition is a exciting idea to actually engage the students on this. I'm curious to know what are your thoughts about influencing your principal or the teachers to set policies in the school that this allows the use of plastic in anything. What are your thoughts about that?
Sorry?
Maybe just share with us your thoughts about what you think about influencing or convincing or persuading your principals, the principal in your school, to actually do a policy across the school that this allows the use of plastic. What do you think that's something that you all can do or achievable?
Yeah, I think that's good.
I think we can.
Okay, all right.
Okay, Zari, do you have any questions?
No, I'm good.
Okay,
Happy
cool.
to listen.
All right. Okay, thank you so much, Team Y and T. So now we will take a 10-minute break for the judges to deliberate in a separate room. So judges, you can head off to the other room. Meanwhile, those of you who are still watching on live, I forgot to switch on my camera. But meanwhile, for those of you who are watching live, we're going to show you a few videos of Summit highlights that have happened over a couple of years with M.A.D Summit. And for the students, please remain in this room. I will come into this room and talk to you guys about some other things. But meanwhile, for those who are watching live, go ahead and catch this video. Tashi, on to you.
Welcome to the M.A.D Youth Summit. All right, let's have a good time. All right, guys.
Hey guys, welcome to the very first virtual M.A.D Summit. Have you ever thought of making a difference? I'm sure you have, because something as simple as sharing your breakfast with a friend or even standing up for someone being bullied counts. But now, we want to challenge you to think bigger, like the world big. So, the question is, how can you go mad in this world?
Our world sure had its fair share of problems. Once in a while though, people like us come up with solutions to make the world a better place. What does it take to come up with real solutions to real problems? A bit of brains, a lot of heart, and some design thinking. What is design thinking? Design thinking is the process of coming up with practical solutions to issues that we face. Let me tell you a story about a boy who did just that. When 13-year-old Wee Kun Fong visited his local beach, he saw heaps of plastic bags all around the ground. And he hurt heaps to see his beautiful home spoiled just like this. So Kun Fong set off to invent his own biodegradable plastics that would be cheaper to produce than the normal plastic bags. It took him over 6 months and many failed attempts, but finally he succeeded. Ironically, the new bags are made from unused crab shells. In a way, Kun Fong is helping the ocean fight back. So, through design thinking, anyone can become a real-life hero! Problem solvers, explorers, risk takers, and creative thinkers. Design thinking helps you to identify problems that need solving and provide steps to find the most practical and efficient solutions. You are all capable of such greatness, more than you can imagine, more than words can describe. Why not use it to truly make a difference in people's lives? And if you want to wear a cape at the same time, that's pretty cool too.
So guys, what are you waiting for? Click on the link in the description below and register today. All you need is a laptop or desktop and internet access. If you don't have a laptop, borrow it from your mom or dad. They will definitely say yes. And if you don't have access to Wi-Fi, this is actually the perfect time to have a socially distanced stayover at your friend's place. Well, you can even attend the summit together. So, see you there. What up guys, my name is Nick and welcome to the first ever virtual M.A.D Youth Summit.
Hey guys, and I'm Ben. Wow, you guys are up really early. Honestly, who here is still wearing their pajamas? Why don't you just let me know in the chat?
And while you're at it, why don't you also comment on how you're feeling in one word.
Okay, you know what? Just keep filling in responses.
First of all, we'd like to thank you for taking this brave step of making a difference.
I'm really excited to find out what is this whole design thinking all about.
I hear design thinking is something that you apply not just in your life, but also around the world.
Bro, don't pull my leg. 2020 has been such a crazy year with so many big problems.
Well, to be fair, there's nothing that design thinking can't do.
Okay, cool. You know what? I'm looking forward to seeing how you apply this interesting concept to make a difference.
Totally. We've got some really exciting stuff lined up for you guys today.
So, hang tight to your PJs.
And we'll see you soon.
Listen up, people. I have an announcement for you.
Hi guys, I know you're all waiting for the main event of the virtual M.A.D Summit. It is time to watch your friends change the world. So all our finalists, are you ready to show the world your design thinking skills? You might be wondering, who's gonna be judging the pitches? Well, the answer to that is, it's a secret. So if you wanna know who the winners are, come and support your friends for their final pitch up. And save the date, y'all! And I'm see you right there. Oi! What are you waiting for? Christmas ah! Let's go!
Welcome to the M.A.D Youth Summit. Alright, let's have a good time, alright? Alright, guys.
Hey guys, welcome to the very first virtual M.A.D Summit. Have you ever thought of making a difference? I'm sure you have, because something as simple as sharing your breakfast with a friend or even standing up for someone being bullied counts. But now, we want to challenge you to think bigger, like the world big. So, the question is, how can you go mad in this world?
Our world sure had its fair share of problems. Once in a while though, people like us come up with solutions to make the world a better place. What does it take to come up with real solutions to real problems? A bit of brain, a lot of heart, and some design thinking. What is design thinking? Design thinking is the process of coming up with practical solutions to issues that we face. Let me tell you a story about a boy who did just that. When 13-year-old Wee Kun Fong visited his local beach, he saw heaps of plastic bags all around the ground. And he heard heaps to see his beautiful home spoiled just like this. So Kun Fong set off to invent his own biodegradable plastics that would be cheaper to produce than the normal plastic bags. It took him over 6 months and many failed attempts, but finally he succeeded. Ironically, the new bags are made from unused crab shells. In a way, Kun Fong is helping the ocean fight back. So, through design thinking, anyone can become a real-life hero! Problem solvers, explorers, risk-takers, and creative thinkers. Design thinking helps you to identify problems that need solving and provide steps to find the most practical and efficient solutions. You are all capable of such greatness, more than you can imagine, more than words can describe. Why not use it to truly make a difference in people's lives? And if you want to wear a cape at the same time, that's pretty cool too.
So guys, what are you waiting for? Click on the link in the description below and register today. All you need is a laptop or desktop and internet access. If you don't have a laptop, borrow it from your mom or dad. They will definitely say yes. And if you don't have access to Wi-Fi, this is actually the perfect time to have a socially distanced stayover at your friend's place. Well, you can even attend the summit together. So, see you there.
What up guys, my name is Nick and welcome to the first ever virtual M.A.D Youth Summit.
Hey guys, and I'm Ben. Wow, you guys are up really early. Honestly, who here is still wearing their pajamas? Why don't you just let me know in the chat?
And while you're at it, why don't you also comment on how you're feeling in one word?
Okay, you know what? Just keep filling in responses.
First of all, we'd like to thank you for taking this brave step of making a difference.
I'm really excited to find out what is this whole design thinking all about.
I hear design thinking is something that you apply not just in your life, but also around the world.
Bro, don't pull my leg. 2020 has been such a crazy year with so many big problems.
Well, to be fair, there's nothing that design thinking can't do.
Okay, cool. You know what? I'm looking forward to seeing how you apply this interesting concept to make a difference.
Totally! We've got some really exciting stuff lined up for you guys today.
So, hang tight to your PJs.
And we'll see you soon.
Listen up, people. I have an announcement for you.
Hi guys! I know you're all waiting for the main event of the virtual M.A.D Summit. It is time to watch your friends change the world. So all our finalists, are you ready to show the world your design thinking skills? You might be wondering, who's gonna be judging the pitches? Well, the answer to that is, it's a secret. So if you wanna know who the winners are, come and support your friends for their final pitch up. And save the date, y'all! And I'll see you right there. Oi! What are you waiting for? Christmas ah! Let's go!
Welcome to the M.A.D Youth Summit. Alright, let's have a good time, alright? Alright, guys.
Hey guys, welcome to the very first virtual M.A.D Summit. Have you ever thought of making a difference? I'm sure you have, because something as simple as sharing your breakfast with a friend or even standing up for someone being bullied counts. But now, we want to challenge you to think bigger, like the world big. So, the question is, how can you go M.A.D in this world?
Our world sure had its fair share of problems. Once in a while though, people like us come up with solutions to make the world a better place. What does it take to come up with real solutions to real problems? A bit of brains, a lot of heart, and some design thinking. What is design thinking? Design thinking is the process of coming up with practical solutions to issues that we face. Let me tell you a story about a boy who did just that. When 13-year-old Wee Kun Fong visited his local beach, he saw heaps of plastic bags all around the ground. And he hurt heaps to see his beautiful home spoiled just like this. So Kun Fong set off to invent his own biodegradable plastics that would be cheaper to produce than the normal plastic bags. It took him over 6 months and many failed attempts, but finally he succeeded. Ironically, the new bags are made from unused crab shells. In a way, Kun Fong is helping the ocean fight back. So, through design thinking, anyone can become a real-life hero! Problem solvers, explorers, risk takers, and creative thinkers. Design thinking helps you to identify problems that need solving and provide steps to find the most practical and efficient solutions. You are all capable of such greatness, more than you can imagine, more than words can describe. Why not use it to truly make a difference in people's lives? And if you want to wear a cape at the same time, that's pretty cool too.
So guys, what are you waiting for? Click on the link in the description below and register today. All you need is a laptop or desktop and internet access. If you don't have a laptop, borrow it from your mom or dad. They will definitely say yes. And if you don't have access to Wi-Fi, this is actually the perfect time to have a socially distanced stayover at your friend's place. Well, you can even attend the summit together. So, see you there.
Listen up, people. I have an announcement for you.
Hi guys! I know you're all waiting for the main event of the virtual M.A.D Summit. It is time to watch your friends change the world. So all our finalists, are you ready to show the world your design thinking skills? You might be wondering, who's gonna be judging the pitches? Well, the answer to that is, it's a secret. So if you wanna know who the winners are, come and support your friends for their final pitch up. And save the date, y'all! And I'm see you right there. Oi! What are you waiting for? Christmas ah! Let's go!
We are back live and we are excited to hear the judges give their feedback to the top 5 teams. I had a quick chat with the students just now while the judges are deliberating. They are finally relieved because they are done with this presentation, but they're also very excited to see who are the winners. So without further ado, I'll pass the time to the judges so they can give feedback for all the teams starting from Scarlett. Okay, judges, off to you.
All right, maybe I'll go first. So I think for all the teams, just really good job, preparing and actually, taking this very seriously and actually showing up on a Saturday morning to talk to us. I think it's very good commitment and very encouraged to see that. I guess we're just going by team, right? So maybe a general feedback for all the teams is that this is a design thinking workshop and challenge, and I think a big part of design thinking is actually in the empathizing of the end user or of all stakeholders. So I think some groups actually did this very well by actually reaching out and interviewing, speaking to people. It is through these interactions where you actually get these nuggets of information about people, about the users that you can actually use to make all the difference in your product or if you're in your service or in your activities that are the solutions. So maybe starting with Scarlett, I really like the concept of the app to connect people with food to people who need food. And I think maybe just one feedback that I might give is that sometimes when we talk about an app, an app is not the be all or end all of all solutions. An app merely connects people who have resources to people who don't have the resources. There's all these things about logistics and the supply chain and keeping the food fresh, keeping the food cold, and safety, etc. That we'll have to think about as we design this solution. But very good job to Team Scarlett for coming up and presenting with the solution.
Any of the judges would like to give feedback to Scarlett?
Yeah, I'll go next then. I think it was, so yeah, again, congratulations on doing that. I thought you were well prepared with your presentation. I think, I'd like to encourage you to continue this process, see how you can really test this out, how you can get in that sense, get your hands dirty in a good way, because it's such a noble cause, such an important idea you've come up with. I want to encourage you that after this, if possible, try to figure out a way to get this, try this out. Yeah, thanks.
Okay,
very quick feedback on Scarlett. I think the idea is the concept that you have and the UNFTG goal that you are trying to address is a good one. I think you have a good grasp of the goal. I would think that one feedback to give to you all is to actually to kind of articulate the whole process for the app end to end, how the whole thing would actually look like, and maybe to actually kind of test the concept with a couple of people to see if it's a viable one. Uh, I like the fact that you thought of the app, and I think important is also to kind of maybe go on the ground a little bit, not this time when it's CMCO, but when you have the time to go into the field and to really experience what it's like to actually deliver things into the rural areas to see the challenge that this concept is up for. Yeah.
Okay. Zarif, any comments?
Yeah, I just wanted to say it was an interesting presentation from all of you. And I like how quite a lot of you really aren't afraid to think out of the box, and that really is the strength of, I guess, when it comes to ideas from the younger generation in comparison to those who have been doing it over and over and over again in a way. So it's quite nice to hear about perspectives of out of the box. And just don't be afraid. There's no stupid idea or no silly questions as well. It's just a learning process as well. And yeah, and like what the judges said, I think what's important as well is to understand processes and kind of like, it's good to have an idea, but it's also good to consider what's going on around, what's workable, what's not workable, why it's not workable, and try to make a bit more deeper research, because sometimes we can assume quite quickly about how things are and then assume solutions. So yeah, try to find out a little bit more about what's going on out there. Maybe like when you present something next time, you could present like similar ideas that have been executed of your idea, because you'd be surprised that the amazing idea that you have actually has been also thought about by other people and may be executed well or may have already gone through their own challenges. So yeah, cheers.
Right, thanks, Arif. Okay, so we're going to do this a little bit different because one of our judges need to drop off. So, Queenie, maybe we'll start with you. You can give your feedback for all the teams instead. So from the imposters up till the end of YMT, and then we'll move on to the next judge and you go through the same process.
So thanks, Andrea. Actually, I'm just probably going to do a general one across the teams because I think my feedback will actually be quite similar. First of all, to everyone, I really think that you guys did a really awesome job. I see that you got good understanding and depth understanding the problems we have in the world related to the AU and SDG goals, right? What I think I cannot stress more that the design thinking process that you all went through, right, is like Veerong said earlier on, the empathize stage is actually really important. It can actually determine whether your solutions are really addressing a need out there. So later on, this is just one example, one process that you go through, one challenge that you go through. So use these tools that you've learned in everyday life, in everything that you're going to do after this, but really put a lot of effort into the empathize stage so that we truly understand, we truly get into the shoes of people to understand their needs and not assume or presume things. It's good to actually get into the shoes and understand that. The other thing that I really would like to encourage you all is I don't know whether you all reached the stage of prototype to most of you. I see a lot of sketches, a lot of concepts. I would think that when you have a chance to do it, the whole idea of design thinking is to try it fast, fail fast, try again, fail again, try again until you get it right. And you guys are young. All of you are young. You all have so much things that you can achieve, but do not be afraid to try things. You have an idea, put it to test, or even share the concept with someone. Get a lot of feedback to know whether it works, and you will actually be realizing that you don't know a lot, and you tweak your concept over and over again. So I'm going to just encourage all of you. I love everything that you presented. Some concepts blew my mind as I was doubting it at the start, but then later, I said, okay, have an open mind. Cassette player also can come back to the market. It's possible. Everything is possible. And I'm just going to encourage you all that you will continue this journey and continue, trying things and redoing it. Do not have any fear. You are young. Keep doing it and don't give up in all that you do. So that's really how I would like to actually kind of summarize my feedback to all of you in all that you've done. good projects, and I want to see some of this come to fruition. I want to be a consumer of your product. Some of you, the solar bracelet, all the stuff. I would love to be a consumer down the road. All right, all the best to all of you.
Thanks, Mimi. Maybe Rosie, you want to go next?
Sure, thanks. Yeah, echo what Hui Ming said. Fantastic ideas. And I think to encourage you as well that this design thinking process we've gone through is it's such a critical skill. I think it's something not just that you will apply in school. It can be applied in your personal life and in your work in the future. So really in all of life. So I really want to encourage you to don't just look at this as a project, but apply it in your daily life, and you'll come to see really powerful outcomes. I think one thing I'd like to point out is again building on what Hui Ming said about the try fast, fail fast, learn fast. This one professor, she was teaching about design thinking, mentioned that actually the testing and failing part in the design thinking process is arguably like one of the most important steps, because it is in that quote unquote failure, we learn way more than hours of research can probably teach us, so don't be afraid to fail. Go for it. And if we fail, what's the worst that could happen? We learn, and we learn and we grow more courageous, and we can do better, do more. So I think your ideas are worth trying. I think one last thing I'd like to point out or mention is that I've actually seen a working, very impactful example of a combination of a couple of ideas you've brought up, and this has to do with this. It's a solar powered with battery device that has blessed and empowered thousands upon thousands of people, and so it's an audio type book. And so what they wanted to do was to empower people in the rural areas with literacy, with knowledge from this book. And so they found such an affordable way to do it, such that thousands of people have been able to take this into rural areas all over the world. And it's also been sustainable for people to donate to help buy those devices, and it's been sustainable for people to take it into the rural areas. And because of that, right, it has transformed many communities. So I think it's an encouragement that the ideas you have is workable. You're on to something. Yeah. So yeah, keep going. Thanks.
Thanks, Rosie. Wei Rong, would like to go next?
Yeah, I mean, I think all the other judges have covered really what's the essence of this whole exercise. I think the only thing I'll add is that if you look across the groups, right, like there's a lot of opportunity for cross-pollination of ideas as well. As you listen to each other, as you listen to, for example, like with the imposters and Harlem Natural, you're kind of both serving, potentially serving like the rural population, with your solar panel charging devices and your cassettes, right, to deliver content. If you're talking to the same group of people, you can trade notes. You can look for other people who are serving the same people. There's a lot of shortcuts in a way that you can take to try to understand who exactly you're serving, and deliver the solutions in a packaged way, right? It might be easier to deliver both your solutions at the same time than individual ones one at a time, with your own I guess initiatives and your own logistics, etc. So I think, yeah, I encourage you to talk to as many people as possible. If you have an idea, try to see what else is already being done. Not just similar to your idea, but around the same target group of people that you're trying to serve. Yeah, that's all my additional comments at this time.
Thanks, Wei Rong. Zari, if you want to end this with a bang.
Yeah, no, I just also wanted to say that actually what you guys are doing is really cool, participating in these kind of things. So first things first, a big applause for you to give this a go. You were very brave to give this try. And it's exactly these kind of activities and these kind of engagements that you will grow a lot more. Because as you know, learning isn't really just confined in the four walls of classrooms. And right now with COVID, we can't even be in those four walls of the classroom together. And so, yeah, I say take advantage of these kind of activities. Good job to M.A.D Summit as well for putting this together. And kudos for all of you to give this a go. So I hope you continue to participate in more activities like this. And we look forward to engage with you a lot more as well. So, yeah, thanks.
All right, thank you. So we are coming to the very end. I'm going to switch on my cameras, and everybody else, the students, please switch on your cameras and unmute yourself. Okay, are you guys ready? Hello,
Okay.
hi.
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 Yeah, I'm just going to give a few more seconds for the rest who have not turned on their cameras. You have to sit on.
A couple of them have
Okay.
really bad Wi-Fi, so.
Okay, all right. Okay, so we're going to announce the winners, and because we can't do this physically, most of you are on your desk, I want to do a roll. Can you guys do that? And the top 3 winners, we're going to start with number 3. In the third place, we have... Anybody guess? Guess or not the top 3? Who wants to be the top 3? Make some noise.
Better be not everyone.
Okay, and the top 3, the third place goes to the imposters. Woo! Let's clap for them. Good job, guys. Okay, top 2, let's have a drum roll again, okay? And the second place goes to Hello Naturals. Woo!
Whoa!
Good job, guys.
Thank you.
And the last and the final winner goes to. Okay, this time I want you guys to like shout, okay? Alright? Are you ready? Are you ready? Let's make some noise. Woo! Let's go. The first place goes to E1. Good job, guys.
You guys had a very good. You guys really did have a very good like presentation, so I wasn't surprised.
Okay,
I
right.
was amazed at your presentation.
Look at that, guys. We also see like Hui Ming, she commented how you guys can actually collaborate with each other. I think you guys will take that to all of that. Remember that. I think you guys are also connected. You guys have your Instagram handle shared just now during the break time. So do connect with each other. We encourage that kind of collaboration with all of you. And for those, we really thank all of you who have participated in this. And I think we'd like to end with this note to say that making a difference doesn't mean you have to, reach out to just the rural community. I want to encourage those who have tried to do things in their school, in their own communities. I just want to encourage you to keep doing that. Think of all the things that you've learned and make it even better and take it forward. All right. So I think that's it for today, and we will contact you, the winners. We're so happy that we've been part of this journey with all of you. So good job, everybody, and thank you so much. Goodbye, everybody.
Yay.
Goodbye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you.
Talk to y'all soon. Goodbye. Congratulations.
One thing. Please remember my name, because next year I'll probably be joined again.
Okay.
Okay.
We will.
All right.
Good job, guys. Thank you so much. Thank you to the judges too. Goodbye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.
Welcome to the M.A.D Youth Summit. All right, let's have a good time. All right, guys.
Hey guys, welcome to the very first virtual M.A.D Summit. Have you ever thought of making a difference? I'm sure you have, because something as simple as sharing your breakfast with a friend or even standing up for someone being bullied counts. But now, we want to challenge you to think bigger, like the world big. So the question is, how can you go M.A.D in this world?
Our world sure had its fair share of problems. Once in a while though, people like us come up with solutions to make the world a better place. What does it take to come up with real solutions to real problems? A bit of brains, a lot of heart, and some design thinking. What is design thinking? Design thinking is the process of coming up with practical solutions to issues that we face. Let me tell you a story about a boy who did just that. When 13-year-old Wee Kun Fong visited his local beach, he saw heaps of plastic bags all around the ground. And he hurt heaps to see his beautiful home spoiled just like this. So Kun Fong set off to invent his own biodegradable plastics that would be cheaper to produce than the normal plastic bags. It took him over 6 months and many failed attempts, but finally he succeeded. Ironically, the new bags are made from unused crab shells. In a way, Kun Fong is helping the ocean fight back. So, through design thinking, anyone can become a real-life hero! Problem solvers, explorers, risk takers, and creative thinkers. Design thinking helps you to identify problems that need solving and provide steps to find the most practical and efficient solutions. You are all capable of such greatness, more than you can imagine, more than words can describe. Why not use it to truly make a difference in people's lives? And if you want to wear a cape at the same time, that's pretty cool too.
So guys, what are you waiting for? Click on the link in the description below and register today. All you need is a laptop or desktop and internet access. If you don't have a laptop, borrow it from your mom or dad. They will definitely say yes. And if you don't have access to Wi-Fi, this is actually the perfect time to have a socially distanced stayover at your friend's place. Well, you can even attend the summit together. So, see you there.